Hello, everybody, and welcome to Instant Match Reaction. Burnley 0, Everton 0. Get involved in the comments. We want to hear how you feel after this match that we've all just endured. Paul will give his opinion. I'll give mine. We'll break a few things down in the game, what we thought, and then we'll crack on and get on with our day. But we do a match reaction. We need a match reaction on that. Paul, how are we doing? You right?
Yeah, not too bad. Just disappointed. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. But it showed what we're lacking at the moment, and I think we're lacking someone to be able to pick out in the box and someone to put it in the net. And we were close a couple of times, but not enough for me. Not enough at all, and certainly didn't look as though we were going to score at many points. They didn't either, really, but they went as close as we did sometimes. So on reflection, fair result, probably say yes. Is it a good result? I don't know. That's maybe for people to say in the comments whether it's a good or bad result. We didn't lose, and if you don't win, make sure you don't lose.
Yeah, for me, I look at the game and I think of other teams that we've come up against so far this season, and I think to myself, I put the game on a scale of how hard was it this from what we've had this season. How good was that team that we come up against? That's what I do. And on paper, I thought the Burnley team would be a lot better than what it was. Let's just say that. I didn't think they was majorly good, and I think we made them look good. I think they could have been got at a lot more than what we did. I think we was pretty poor. And for me, personally, they probably should have beat us the way we played. They had 2-3 chances at the end. I know we had 2-3 chances our way, but I just felt because we were so poor, we probably deserved to get caught out at the end because we needed to wake up. We've got to move the ball faster. I mean, I think that's the main point that we'll all probably agree with in the comments. Let us know what you think the main problem was. We've got to move the ball faster. We've got to be more energetic, more... Yeah. We don't play like we need to win desperately. Like we just move it about slow, like a goal's just going to come to us. I don't know why we do that. The only time you're going to get a goal is when you do things a bit faster, when you push things, or when you take someone on when you shouldn't, when you do something out of the expected. Because that's what the pivotal thing for me is that we do a lot of like we just pass it back simple, move it on simple. We don't take risks. I think that's probably the main word. We don't take risks. Taking risks often you get rewards for it in football because it catches people out. We don't take risks. And let's not beat around the bush. Not having Jack Grealish on the left, not having Illiman and Jai on the right, and not having Kieran Dewsbury all in the 10 has took something massively away from us. Massively. 3 things massively away from us. But it's what we're going to have to deal with. So we need to start finding another way around it. It does make you... It took me back, Paul, to what we was. And McNeil was better than that for us at other games, you know. So I can't even say it took me back to what we was, because we used to survive off McNeil and he used to get us goals. And he used to be the main man winger that we looked to get us goals. So can't even say it takes me back to... It takes me back to what we was, knowing McNeil can't take players on, but even a poorer McNeil, and I know I'm just talking about McNeil, but a few other players as well that I feel was just a bit plain and boring today.
Yeah, and I think, Nick's right in that sometimes it's like watching walking football. It's, in the few years gone by, particularly when we were struggling down, really struggling down at the bottom, I'd said a lot of times that we had a fear of failure, so we wouldn't try anything. We wouldn't put a cross in unless we had loads of space. We wouldn't try and shoot, or we wouldn't try and take anyone on because there was a fear of failing and we didn't want anyone to get on our back. So what we would do, we would turn around and give the ball to someone else and let them do it. But they would do the same, and that meant that we would end up not having a shot on target. It's actually about a year ago today in this kind of period when we were saying another game without having a shot on target. Now, thankfully, we're not that bad, but there is still a little bit of players fearing failure. And I don't want to, like, Dibbling for an example, he's joyfully naive at the moment in the fact that he looks to go forward. But as the game kind of went on, he did that less and less and didn't try it, as often. So he'd give the ball to someone else. And you need that kind of willingness to fail in order to succeed. And I don't think we did that enough today. It was almost like we didn't want to make a mistake. And so I won't try anything too drastic. I won't put a cross in when I've not got a lot of space, or I won't try and take anyone on. How many times did we get down to the line today? I can't remember once, maybe once, but we just weren't trying things. And then that means that the number of opportunities you get becomes less, and the number of shots on target you're going to have is less. And I just thought we convinced ourselves that we weren't good enough to win today's game in the way that we played.
Shut up, lads. Well, yeah, this is a positive that we took a point and we didn't lose, but we stacked a point, but we should be stacking 3 there. And the scary thing is, if we do end up in a relegation battle and we ain't got our best players, we struggled against that Burnley team today. I'd like to think we're above, and no disrespect to Burnley, but I think some Burnley fans would say the same, the ones that we get on the show. Like, we should be beating them. We should be beating them. We beat them last time with McNeil and Tarkowski scoring. We should be beating them. We really should be beating them. But we did have a weakened team today, but there's no excuses for me. Because I know it's easy to say we didn't have this. Yeah, but it's easy to say we didn't have this, we didn't have that. But I'm looking at our players and I think, Irabuna, you've got to bloody work harder, mate. He's just not putting in the shift. He's not giving me the fight. Irabuna, mate, I'm telling you. And he did okay, but he's not. When I'm watching Irabuna running round, he's just like, sometimes he's not running back to get the tackles in. Like, I watched him a couple of times over him today, and when they've counter-attacked, he's just let the player go instead of taking him down or putting the tackle in. He hasn't like give everything he's got. It's like he thinks that he can let that attacking player go because he trusts that Michael Keane and Tarkowski have got it. And it was like that on a few plays. I have got to give a shout out to James Garner, because he's James Garner and probably. Do you know what? Probably the only player today. James Garner was the only player that looked a little bit like he was levels above everyone else. He had that energy. Do you know that energy that I was talking about, where someone looked like they had a bit of like boom? James Garner had that. James Garner had it today, and I felt sorry for him being on a bad team today, because if James Garner had a few good players around him, like Dewsbury Hall and Grealish and all that lot today, you would have seen a different game. You would have battered Burnley. I can promise you that, because James Garner looked sharp today. He's getting better and better. I have to give him a shout out, but everyone else was pretty poor, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Emma's right in some ways. I think, with the squad that we had, and when I say squad, I use that very loosely. 2 goalkeepers, 2 under-21s, Asnu, Patson, who came on, weirdly, Barry and Roll. That was our bench. So we were struggling from that side of things. But I still think the 11 on the pitch were good enough to get 3 points there today. Absolutely. I just don't think that we were willing to put ourselves out there to be shouted at if we made a mistake. And personality wise, sort of resilience-wise, I think we've got to be stronger than that. I would much rather Dibbling, for example, had a go at their fullbacks and tried to take people on, and 1 out of 7, 1 out of 8 is successful. At least he's trying something. At least we're getting balls into the area from decent positions, not from 50 yards out, diagonal, lofted ball, where in some games we've had it where the keeper just comes out and just plucks it out of the air. I think if their goalkeeper had come out a few more times, he probably would have been able to. But I don't want to see that being the only tactic. That that almost smells of Deitch. If we're doing that 20 times and we're not trying anything else, I hope that doesn't continue, because that's exactly what we wanted to get away from.
We did play a bit of the old Everton where we just don't play that well and create a few chances, get it up when we can. Bit of the old Dyche football today, just kind of loft it up to Beto. I thought Beto played really well, by the way. I thought he was solid. He got a lot of flick-ons, one strong. I thought Beto had a decent game, and then I thought Barry, when he come on, looked as good as well. So I was happy with our two strikers. I don't think the strikers were a massive problem today. I don't think we gave them the best service. There was a chance that Beto had, should he have scored? It was a sliding. It was similar to Barry's that went through his legs. He got a tap on it. It was really good movement by Beto. So it's one of them. You look at him and you think, good movement, Beto, but he just didn't.
Is that from Dibbling getting it across?
Yeah, it was close. He just touched his foot on it.
And again, that's one of the things I'm saying. That's one of the things I'm saying as well. If Dibbling doesn't try to have a go at the fullback, come inside and get a shot off, then that doesn't happen, does it? So there was that. I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and if Beto had slightly better awareness of what was behind him, he wouldn't have tried second half the flick between his legs that was saved by the keeper. If he'd actually dummied it, Alcaraz was there ready for a tap in. So it's just those little things. I thought Beto did well for Beto. Barry maybe not so much, but struggled to get into a scrappy game, and Christ almighty, it was a scrappy game. Really was.
Barry did have that shot. Made the movement from Barry. You mentioned Beto. We spoke about his chance. That was a good little bit of movement from Barry as well. That's why I said I thought he looked okay when he come on, because it was a good touch, made room for himself and got the shot, put it across the keeper, as you say, and a good save by them. But it was a good little bit of movement from Barry to go down the side and get the shot off. Barry's chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It was a good. I mean, it was a good save as well. It was a good save. That's probably the closest that we actually got. But it's slim pickings apart from that. Ironically, weirdly, when I was watching the game, because I was watching the game on my phone today. On the TV, we had AFCON on, and it was Senegal against whoever they were playing, and that was a proper African scrappy game. And then looking at us and Burnley, it was like watching the same game. That's how poor it was, to be honest. The passing was shocking, and the ball was just bouncing off people. There didn't seem to be any sort of composure or control when there was any sort of speed. So I hope that doesn't sort of come back to rear its head. I don't want us to make an excuse for people being away, so then we're not on it, because that's not good enough.
I did see in the comments people say, I hope Everton are going back to old ways a little bit now. And I agree with that a little bit, because we got out of that Dyche football with Moyes and we were a bit more of a passing team. We did pass it in patches today, but I thought it was just very slow. That's where I think a lot of people are saying old habits. It was very slow and safe. And we just sometimes, I feel that when we got the ball today, I've seen us do it a couple of times. We got the ball and we could break with it fast and catch them out. But because we were so excited that we got the ball, I see the players say, no, let's take our time and build it up slowly. And I've seen it a couple of times. No, just take the time, build it up slowly, go from the back, wait, let's calm down, build it up. And I get it, get on the ball, build your confidence, and do get it. But that slow football isn't what's going to get you goals against Burnley for me. It's got to be fast football when they're off guard. And a lot of the time when we tried to break through them, they was all sat back and ready for us. And we did have, if you was to go through the chances, I mean, we spoke about the Beto chance. That was a good chance, the Beto chance from Dibbling, setting him up. The Barry chance at the end, that was a good shot. It wasn't a big chance, though, that Barry had. I don't feel like, he should have scored. He made it himself. There was a good chance for... I thought McNeil's free kick was a good free kick. It was a good header by their player, to head it over the bar. Yeah, it was going in, that was. And it wasn't even the keeper that saved it. It was actually a good header. So I've got to give McNeil credit there, because I was hoping he got a shot on there, and he did. It was a good shot. O'Brien at the end, a header, he had a chance. Alcaraz's header, he had to generate his own power, so I'm not going to write him off for that one. It was a bit behind him. Alcaraz's overhead kick as well, good overhead kick, hard chance, but good little overhead kick. So we did have a few chances. I'm going to be a bit positive there. We can win games off those chances, but we just didn't create really good chances.
No, it wasn't, and that's why I was frustrated. I mean, who was it who mentioned this about them scoring at the end? Someone had said that we were lucky, really, because they hit the post. They had a one-on-one where the guy blazed it over the bar. So it could have been a lot worse. They managed to get through that back four. We pushed up a little bit on those two occasions, and we got found out. So yeah, on another day we could have ended up losing that 2-0 and being much more disappointed than we are now. So it's it's nice to it makes a change that we're coming away from a draw away, keeping a clean sheet, and we're disappointed.
People were laughing in the comments here. They know how to cheer you up.
No.
We did get a point, so it's not going to destroy us. But I did say we've got to start winning games like this. I don't want that mentality where we think to ourselves, we did get a point away, it's okay against Burnley. Because when we put Burnley's form up, everyone else beats them, so why can't we? That's what I think to myself. And then we think, we did have McNeil, we did have Diblin. Diblin we paid 36 million for. McNeil was one of our best wingers who used to be good for us. We still had Garner, Rabunum in the middle. We had Alcaraz in the 10 who we all believe could do the job, and he wasn't as good as he normally is today. So with Beto and Barry, so we had enough power to have done something today. Defence was solid. We could have done more. I don't want to let them off the hook, do you, Paul?
No, I think our thing at the moment is that generally our defensive unit, and in that I mean Pickford and the two lads in centre mid as well, a decent 6 or 7. Our problem is when we go forward and we don't create clear-cut chances, and we don't take advantage of the few opportunities that we do get. It comes back and bites us on the arse, and it very nearly did today a few times. So we've just got to be more clinical, and that's our problem in this whole process. Trust the process and all that sort of stuff. Well, the process at the moment is that we've got a fantastic goalkeeper, a decent back four, a half decent sort of middle of midfield, but we don't have the tools to finish a chance. I don't think we're creating that many chances either. And I think a lot of it comes from the confidence of who would be putting the ball in the net. There was a few times today, actually, there was one in particular, first half. O'Brien has the ball sort of right-hand side, inside right, sort of 30, 40 yards out. Might have even been James Garner as well. 3 people in the box-ish. Beto's the one that we would clearly aim for. He didn't bother because everyone was stood still, and Burnley were back to the penalty spot. So to get that ball right into where they'd want it in front of Beto just wasn't an option, and no one was moving. So O'Brien gives it to Starks gives it to Keane gives it to Mikalenko, and then we go back round the other way, and the move breaks down eventually. So there's not confidence in our strike line, and we don't feel as though we're going to get anything from them either. So there you go. Does Eiley agree?
Well, she's it. I was just going to get the. I just seen her come down. I heard Emma say earlier on, "Happy birthday!" You ready? Yeah. Ah! There you go.
Hi, darling.
I I mean, you'll probably get some Evertonian coming on now saying he's dancing and we just frigging lost. Did he give his head a wobble? Absolute nutter. Is this what Everton fans are like? They're happy with losing, but no, it's a birthday. It's the first birthday, people. Seen Emma give her a shout out. Their first birthday. Say Dada. You say Dada. Say Everton. Can we say never shine so brightly, Paul, after that?
We flickered.
Did we flicker? Pretty dull, wasn't it?
Yeah,
maybe
it was a
just
little.
one flick. Maybe just a match that blew out. Was there any spark today? Was there even a match today?
There was slight warmth. That's about it.
Yeah. Well. To be fair, I get what Emma's saying. We drew down, chill. But I'm going out to celebrate Ollie's birthday now, so I'm not going to cry over it. But I'll be honest with you. I am thinking I want that top 5. I want Europa League conference to keep enjoying and get Jack Grealish. So I get it. It's improvement to what we were doing last season. She agrees. But I'm thinking, Paul, we've got a Europa League. 3 points is a lot bigger than 1. Do you agree? Yeah? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you agree?
You said it. She made more sense there than the rest of us put together.
Yeah, good point. You know what I mean, though, don't you, Paul? We do need to be stacking 3 points if we're going to go for that Europa League conference.
Yeah, if
like
you look at, if you sort of look at the games that we've got coming up, it's all about opportunity, isn't it? And if you're picking out from the next kind of 5 games, the games that we would win, then this would have been one of them today. I mean, it might be the other way around. I think that we should be beating Burnley today and then coming away with a point at least against Forest. Maybe it's going to be the other way around. Maybe we just get our draw today and then we beat Forest in 3 days. It's tricky when you're playing quite a few games in one go.
I agree with you. I think that's why I wanted to beat Burnley, because I think Forest is going to be a harder game for us. That's what I thought as well.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's going to be a harder game. So it's not going to be. Last time we played them after there was a bit jet lagged. There was last time we played them. Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Forest is going to be a harder game, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
True that.
Now she's won, Paul. She just thinks that she's got older and she can talk now. She can't walk yet properly, but can you walk? Yeah, she can. There you go. Right, she can. This kid is. Do you know where you say someone's like? She was born before in a past life. This kid is born.
Oh yeah.
Too much, you know too much, don't you? Yeah, I know. There you go. That's what. That Beto could have scored, couldn't he?
He was that far away. He was that far away from getting it in the net.
Just Beto should have kicked it in. Barry could have scored, couldn't he? Yeah, exactly. She's fuming. Emma as well.
I mean, if you want, this quality content with in-depth analysis by 1-year-old, you've come to the right place. I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, Ali's the only one, but has been watching Everton for 50 years. Oh God! And she knows our pain and our frustration, without a doubt. This was where are we? These were the player ratings that Flashscore gave today. And I don't agree with some of them either, but I never do.
Chloe's just doing a bottle, so she's taking her in a minute, but she just wants her property. She likes this channel, doesn't she?
Might be a bit harsh on. They gave us quite a lot of high ones there. I'm not sure whether I got much green as that. No, I agree. I don't think Beto should have got a 6.2. don't think he was as bad as that.
Yeah, do you know what though? I'm not just because I said I wanted better playing. No one did. I'm not just saying he had a good game. I generally thought he really did try today. Like, he looked like he hadn't got a game today, Beto, and he did. He was like he won a lot of his strengths and battles, and he held it up pretty well, and he kept it in. He's normally quite dopey, but he did hold it up. He did all right. He wasn't spectacular. I don't think the game. For me personally, I don't think the problem was the strikers today. I feel like we was just slow behind the strikers. I watched us play football. I don't think we moved it about that good in midfield. I don't think we gave Alcaraz good chances. I don't think Alcaraz was on it, to be fair. It makes me gutted because I do like him, but we're giving him his chances. He's not taking them.
He just kept breaking down. He just kept, when we got into that final third, literally just as we get into that final third, or a pass to get into those areas to begin something, it just broke down. It broke down by a short pass or us not moving as much as we could have done, and it was just lacking a lot of urgency and lacking a bit of purpose.
What's your thoughts on like me today? I just wanted to me today. I just wanted Tyler Diblin to play Paul, and what's your, like? He's a bit like he's like a young version of Grealish, but I can't say he's nowhere near as good as Grealish because whoever, and a few of you'll know who he was that was saying on Twitter was saying to me that Grealish is crap. You need to give your head a wobble, I tell you, because boy did we miss Jack Grealish today. Grealish, like he is, we are twice the team when we've got Jack Grealish. Grealish destroys players when he comes up against them. Like he beats them. I know some people get frustrated because they feel that sometimes he does a lot of work and then he knocks it off instead of taking the chances himself and shooting himself. But we missed Grealish today. We did miss Grealish today. The only thing we had fancy today, where you just said, Paul, we needed someone to take someone on that ain't got fear of failure, was Tyler Diblin on the right. And I thought Tyler Diblin, you can tell he's got something because he's quite clever with the ball. He doesn't lose the ball that much. He holds it up well. And I can see the ability in Tyler Diblin, but I can also see why he probably wasn't getting the games because you can see he's got ability, but he hasn't figured himself out yet. I don't think he works hard enough. I don't think he's a bit slow about in what he does sometimes. He's not like, a young Wayne? I'm not comparing Tyler Diblin to Wayne Rooney, by the way, but young Wayne Rooney that was just wanted to go like a pit bull? Tyler Diblin hasn't got that pit bull energy, has he? He's just got that slow, do a little bit of fancy stuff, slow, do a little bit of fancy stuff. What he does is tidy, Tyler Diblin. He'll draw you in. He'll take them on. He did rip a few players today, but where's the energy in him, Paul?
Yeah, he needs direction. He needs some of that. He needs some of that coaching. He needs direction and to harness that skill and pace that he's got and that energy that he has. He has got it, but he's maybe not using it. And that's what he is. He's raw at the moment. He's very raw in what he is, but he's got lots of potential. So I hope he's encouraged in the right way. I don't want it to be coached out of him. I don't want us to do what I think did with Jack in many ways, or has done with Foden at times, where they kind of look lost if there's not enough space, because as soon as people get onto him, then they will close down that space a lot. And he has got a cracking touch on him in the fact that he does that Grealish thing of just keeping the ball just far enough away from the defender to entice them in and then move quickly past them, and then either getting away or getting a free kick from it. So he's got lots of things in his locker, but he just needs time to be able to be shown how to use them.
Yeah, he's clearly got ability, but I just think in big games now, he's just not complete enough for me. I suppose he's only going to get it by being given games. Just his energy level sometimes, I just love to see him go more. He's a young lad, but he should be hungry. He should be chomping at the bit, especially when he hasn't been played today as well. and he looked really fancy, but I want energy levels more. Rod in the comments keeps talking about, he mentioned Garner's looking good. He said Garner's probably playing good now. Man United are interested in. And then he later on then goes on to say, Rod says, should we cash in on Garner to Man United now? Garner's probably our only midfielder. I know Garner Gay's decent as well, but I wouldn't be selling James Garner, especially the way he's playing now. Who are you going to get? That's the last thing I'd do is sell James Garner.
No.
We need him desperately.
No, I can't. We can't. We haven't got the depth in squad to be able to do that, particularly in a January where there's an AFCON. I know it's the middle of the month when the boys would come back, but our squad's not big enough, so we're not going to sell one of our best players from this season, top 3 or 4 best player to United. If he does go, which I'd be surprised if he did, but if he did, then it would be a summer thing to do. And it would be at the start, so we'd have enough time to bring somewhere. Scar says Garner's contract is up soon, so it's out of our hands. I would still keep Garner, even if his contract. I'm not sure when his contract is up, but if his contract is up, say it was in the summer, I don't think it is, but say it was in the summer, I still wouldn't sell him in January. Do you know what I mean?
Some are worried whether he's seeing that contract down to leave, Paul. I think some are saying that he's either got a year, probably 2 years on. If it's a year, it surprises me, but I think he's got about 2 years on his contract. I'm not sure exactly. I don't look into it that much, but some people are scared that he hasn't signed another contract with us and saying we need to get. I think he'll sign another contract with us.
Don't panic about all that.
No, I don't like it when they do come not long left, because like you said, he probably will leave then. So Everton hopefully sort that out. There was in the comments earlier on, there was another one. Someone said Armstrong, and today was a game for me that you couldn't have been any more right about getting Armstrong back, because Armstrong, for me, he likes the passes in midfield to break the lines, and I think that's what we needed today. I think Armstrong would have suited today, and I think he would have done a bit of damage. So yeah, I would be getting Harrison. I think Harrison Armstrong, and this is no disrespect to Rabunum, as he would have played better than Rabunum today if we had him.
Yeah, I mean, but this might have been a game where Roll could have had a bit more of a role.
And though, does he, Paul?
Well, he's decent on the ball, and he could have. If we knew Alcaraz was not going to do as well today, do you know what I mean? Or if Grealish was playing, for example, then Roll might have been involved a little bit more. We've not seen enough of him yet, have we? And I think he's maybe he's a bit more someone who can do an Armstrong type thing. I think Irabunum can probably do that as well, but we're just playing him a little bit too deep at the moment.
It's really unlucky on the Dewsbury Hall thing, though. They said 6 weeks on Dewsbury Hall, and it's probably been about 2 weeks now. So Dewsbury Hall will be coming back soon. And you've got to remember, if Dewsbury Hall comes back and he's, oh my goodness, there's a wasp in the house. A wasp in the house at this time of year. Right, Paul, carry on.
You got what? A wasp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this time of year as well. I'm probably stinging it, wouldn't it?
That's not what I would have expected, that.
No, it's my house, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what then. Well,
do you know what? Like,
yeah,
I thought it was like a spider going on the wall. Do you know, you see a shadow or something that looks twice as big. I was like, what the heck is that? And it's wasp with a shadow that made it 20 times. A random day for me.
Fair dude. No,
192 people on.
Yeah, I was just going to show the results from today, to be fair. Where are we? There we go.
I'd love him. By the way, that's a good shout by you. I kept putting on X all the transfer window to get Hackney from Middlesbrough. Paul will know as well. I kept saying I wanted Hayden Hackney. But in the comments,
although we should have. Is that Roy? Roy said that, hasn't he? There was. I saw Hayden Hackney do a tackle on a reel that popped up on my phone, where he literally hacked an opposition player down. Only got a booking for it. I was surprised he only got a booking, but he was certainly frustrated. I'll give him that. So he's got a bit of a petulant side, it sounds like.
Did you see the news that's saying that Jack Grealish was at, like, I don't know, all I've seen is stuff pop on Twitter saying Jack Grealish was at a strip club and stuff like that, and he's getting plastered.
I don't know.
Why has Jack Grealish missed the game?
Even in the pre-match that we had last night, and for the last couple of weeks, there's been people saying that they think Grealish has been carrying an injury.
Yeah, I said
and
that,
if you've got the game today, then on the 30th you've got Forest, and then you've got Brentford. You know, bam, 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 3 games, very quick, one after the other. And we've got such a small squad that if he's carrying any sort of injury, then which one would you drop in for? This would have been the one, because we would expect people coming in to do a good enough job to get the points away at Burnley. So, you know,
do you believe what they're saying in the comments? They're saying
that back against Forest, you know.
They're saying in the comments, they're saying that Moyes they think that Grealish broke the rules and Moyes is banning for this game. If that's the case, then it would be frustrating that Grealish done that. But I don't think that's the case. I think he's carrying a knock. We all make these rumours. There's a comment as well about the wasp in the house. Darts player, linking me to that darts player again, Paul.
The one that he looks like you.
Well, yeah, apparently. I look like Tarkovsky now. I look like a darts player.
Might well be the case.
I think, do you know what? I think I look like Channing Tatum, to be fair.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
I was trying to think of a guy that looks good, and I was just thinking, Channing Tatum, I'll take it.
Channing Tatum? I don't know nowadays, honest to God.
I don't know who looks good nowadays. There's that many different what looks good. Do you know what I mean?
I couldn't tell you with any certainty, to be fair.
Moyes said it was a virus. Balera.
I'm just going to throw up our next few fixtures as well.
Yeah, everyone, I hope you all had a boss Christmas, It's been nice speaking to you. And I'm going to go out and celebrate Eileen's birthday tonight. As Emma said, you might come on and we might have a little moment because we just want to do well this season. But a draw isn't the worst thing in the world. You still got a point, ain't you? You missed out on 2, but you still got a point. It's away as well. It wasn't the worst, but let's not beat around the bush. I think something else that we've got to give us credit for, we are defending quite well. Like, I know they had the post. I think the one where they hit the post at the end was offside to me. I think that was
I think it would have been given off.
Was it?
Yeah.
Another one as well. I meant to have said this. Was it a penalty with that handball? Because they didn't even show that handball again, and Tyler Diblin pulled him down and said it was handball. I think that was a penalty, because his arms are up, and if it's his arms and his arms are up, it's a penalty. And are we getting robbed a little bit on these decisions?
Down here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's leaning down like that.
Exactly. And it's not in natural position. And we've been done on this, arms not in natural position. We had it with Tarkovsky this season, I think, against Leeds or something like that.
And Dewsbury Hall.
And Dewsbury Hall as well. So it's a bit dodgy that. What worries me is that they did not spend much time on VAR looking at that handball. And also, they didn't even show it on TV again. They normally show it on TV. They're showing it once, that's it, and didn't slow it down. So,
Exhibit A in the comments.
Yeah, it's weird how they speak when we get these decisions that could be penalties or something like that, Paul. It's weird how it gets not spoken about straight away, and it's acted like it's nothing. It just gets palmed off quick. If other teams, like in the Sly Six, like there's a decision like this, we see it all over X, we see them talking about it on Sky, we get decisions, and I swear they just act like we're not even allowed to ask for a penalty because we're Everton. I'd like to see it again. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure his arms wasn't in natural position. And if we got a penalty then, we would have won 1-0 and we'd all be saying, yes, we played shit and won 1-0, and it feels so good to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because we've been done on handballs quite a lot, some were correct calls, but plenty we feel there haven't been. or if they are the right call, then they should apply to everyone else. That's the thing, and it's clear consistency, and I don't think there ever will be consistency in the game. Sometimes you get them, and sometimes you don't, and I think that is what will forever be the case. Forever be the case.
Yeah, no one likes Craig Paulson, do they?
No.
People are agreeing now. Look, people are agreeing. We are coming to the end of the show. This is the last. Paul, what have you got? I'm going to go and celebrate Eilish first, and we'll let you crack on and celebrate the rest of your.
Yeah, well, your little Eiley and my mum share a birthday.
Yeah, I did message you, didn't I? Happy birthday to Paul's mum, by the way, as well. We should have got her on when I got Eiley on. We could have sang happy birthday to both of them.
Happy birthday to both. So she's had a nice day. We're all round here today. My uncle's over from Germany, so it's been a nice Christmas for the family, to be fair.
Well, she did make the legend, Paul Foster. So what a woman she is. You know what I mean?
Bless you.
Big joke now.
Good that. So yeah, we've got one game. Thanks, Emma. We've got one game left of this year. So it'll be, because I don't get days in this little weird sort of Bermuda triangle of time that we have between Christmas and New Year. It's just dates generally. So I think I heard today's Saturday and is the 27th. So on the 30th, what day is the 30th going to be? 28th. 29th. So Tuesday evening, 7:30 kickoff. It'll be the Forest game away. The return of Deitch. Well, say return of Deitch. Us going to Deitch, and hopefully keeping a smile off his face as well. And if we can do that, then 4 points out of these two games isn't too bad. If you don't get a win now away at Forest, then we're looking at it and we're thinking, 2 points out of 4 games maybe, or something like that. So hopefully it's positive. He's back, and hopefully we do get 3 points away again.
We need Grealish back for that Forest game massively. If we haven't, we go again. We go again. We do, but I do feel Grealish back would be massive for that game. Merlin Roll needs to get fitter as well. We are struggling at the minute with players like 3 goalkeepers on. How many was it? 2 or 3 goalkeepers on the bench we're putting.
Two today, yeah. 2 today.
Yeah, two goalkeepers on the bench. We are struggling. I'd like to think that it couldn't get worse than what we've got now, because we've got Dewsbury all out. I'd say they're our 3 best attacking players, ain't they? Dewsbury, Grealish, and Jai. That's our 3 best attacking players there, which is
yeah.
Yeah,
we need someone to create some magic. We need someone. We need someone to pick everyone else up who's putting the ball in the net. Is the thing. I know you go up on about Beto at the start of the year getting 5 in 5, but when that was happening, everyone was lifted by him because he was on a little bit of a run. We need someone to put the ball in the back of the net, so that gives everyone else the confidence to give them the ball. And at the moment, we don't have that. So although we'd want Barry or Beto to be the one to do that, it's not happening. So I do hope that we get a striker in January. Sooner the better.
It's so easy. It's so easy to go on one of those runs. It's there. You're just waiting for it to happen. Like if without that Tyler Diblin, when Tyler Diblin put it to Beto, if he just took a bit of speed off that, because Beto nearly got on. It was a good run by Beto. If Tyler, a lot of these balls that we're putting across the box, we're putting them across a bit too fast. We're whacking them across. If he just took a bit off that Tyler Diblin, just a fraction of speed off that, Beto sliding that in, because he got his foot on it, but he's. And then Beto scores, and like Paul says, if Beto scores that slide in, then next game we're saying he could score 2 in 2, and then he goes on a run. That's what we do need. We wanted it with Barry when he scored this, but unfortunately we had odd games after that. It was very hard to maintain his goal scoring record. But like you say, we do just need that spark, get a striker going. It'd be nice if Alcaraz starts scoring as well if he's going to be the number 10, because it's got to be the number 10 or the striker, isn't it, Paul? My lad got signed, Pickford's shirt for Crimbo.
That's nice, though. That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, I don't think we put enough value into the 10 position. I think we put too much into the wide positions and thinking that is absolutely where we're going to get things from. I think 10 we don't prioritize it enough.
One last thing before we go, and I was meant to ask you this, but you know when before you go live, you've got that many good things to say, and you can't get them all in because you forget because there's that many good things. You should write them down. But I think today, tell me, you'll cut me out straight away if you think I'm wrong, which I like anyway. I need someone to tie me down. That sounded not good, did it? I need someone to tie me down, wrong word. I need someone to keep me level-headed, tie me down. Do you think that today it could have worked with Barry and Beto? Because I do think today it could have worked with Barry and Beto, you know. I do think it would have caused a bit of damage for him because a lot of the time I was looking at Alcaraz and he was just like, sometimes he was coming back deep, sometimes he was there, sometimes. I think you could have played two strikers today against this team because we was quite comfortable in defence. Could we have done the two striker thing today, Paul?
I think you could have if they were two good strikers. You know,
but they're different, aren't they? Barry and Beto are different. I'd play Beto high and I'd play Barry behind him because I think Barry's got more. He's quite good at running with the ball.
Yeah, I mean, if you picked out the positive aspect of both players, then you might have a half decent player. You know, Beto's strong, can hold the ball up. Barry can hold the ball up in some ways. He's got a better touch than Beto.
The reason
Barry
I say
can shoot, Beto maybe not so much. You might get
this, Paul, is because I feel Beto's hold-up play, like Beto's stronger and his hold-up play is good as the main centre forward. But I actually think Barry's quite good with his feet. I think he's better at with his feet when it's down at his feet and he can run with the ball a little bit. So it'd be nice if we had Barry getting on Beto's knockdowns. I think that would be successful. You know, I think if you said to Barry, Beto's a centre forward, I want you jumping on anything he knocks down and trying to get the ball in the back of the net and just holding on to it when you get onto that stuff. I think that could work. And I know some people will say, no, you're mad. But I generally think, and they would have struggled with that today. If we was getting Beto holding it up, which they were struggling with, I think Beto won probably 90% of his duels today. And we had Barry jumping on the knockdowns or running. Because the amount of times today that I've seen Beto flick it on and no one behind him, Paul.
Yeah.
He flicked it on and there's no one behind him. Like if those flick-ons, if you had two strikers, Beto could flick it on, Barry could go. And Barry's fast. It's said that Barry is really fast. And he says he rates himself for those run behind the striker. So behind the defender. So I think Beto and Barry would work. Beto flick it on, Barry go. Because Barry's good when he gets behind the defence, but we can't get him behind the defence. So if you played it into Beto and got Barry running off him, I'm telling David Moyes listened to us and he's listening. Get it done. Beto and Barry, start them together.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we're going to play the way that we have been playing last couple of games where we've been hitting sort of over the top or diagonal balls, then you sort of go in old school, aren't you? You know, you go in 90s and previous with your strike force, you know, your Sharp and your Heath, or, you know, your Beardsley and your Cotty at one point, you know, maybe for other sort of more well known for other clubs, you know, your Yorks and your Andy Coles and stuff like that. But I just don't think they've got it in them to. It would be coincidental if they were to flick it on for each other or to do some good movement together. I just don't think that would it would work with those two. I still think there's a place in the game for two strikers, but maybe not those two.
I'm going to tell David Moyes to do it. This is going to be one where I got the lineup a little bit right and Paul was wrong with the striker. I'm going to get this right where I say play two strikers and Paul's going to go, you're right. But although I'm not taking full credit for the lineup, me being right, because do you know what I did? Do you know when I tweeted to you saying I got the lineup right, Paul?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice McNeil was. I didn't even look. McNeil was playing on the left. I thought it was Jack Grealish. I just automatically thought it was Jack Grealish because when I checked the lineup, the first things I looked at was who's right wing, Diblin. I thought, yes, that's right. And I looked, who's striker, Better. Yes, and I thought, I've got the lineup right. I didn't even look that McNeil was playing and Grealish wasn't even playing. And then when the game started, I was like, where's Grealish? And that's when I realised Grealish was gone. So it hurt me a little bit, that did.
Yeah, it was a surprise. It was a surprise. None of us sort of saw it happening that he wouldn't be involved, but it was an obvious miss. But if he can come back fit or fitter for Forest, then so be it. But I think Forest away will be a much tougher game.
What did you think of our new right back, our new right winger, Paul? Did you rate it? He come on like the last 10 minutes and he had a shot on target on new right winger. What did you think of him?
The Scottish lad, yeah, he wasn't too bad.
He had a shot on target. Did you see? Straight away. He looked good when he come on. Patterson playing right wing. I think he'll be better.
Yeah, I think that was a case of he didn't trust Diblin to defend that last sort of 5-ish minutes, so he threw Patterson on to do that job. So
don't think did Diblin even have a shot on target? Patterson probably had more shots on target than Diblin. He come on.
Scar reckons that Pato is better going forward than he is going back. I don't think he's far off the ball there.
No, he used to be. If you remember when Patterson was good for us, it was when we had when we played in that derby in his wing back. When we played with 3 centre backs and he was wing back, so Patterson could do that job. He was handy today because I thought Diblin was shattered in the end. I'm still not 100% on Diblin. I can see ability, but it's a good shout. Right, people. Anyway, we are coming up to the hour mark. As much as we could chat to you all night, we'll keep you updated on what we're doing. We'll try and do a New Year Toffee Bluecast show where we try and think of what we're going to do in the future. Up the Toffees. Paul, last words?
Yeah. Forest next. Just feel flat. I just feel flat, but feel better after having a chat. It could have been a lot worse today. There are still some positives. We'll do a pre-match on the night before, so it will be Monday night, and then on to Forest for 3 points.
I'm going to buffet now. Eat as much as you can. They've got doner kebab, they've got burgers, they've got Indian, they've got Chinese, they've got pizza, they've got a chocolate fountain, they've got ice cream. It's what you need to cheer you up. You know what I mean? If you've got any of that near you, go and get some. Cheer you up after that draw. Up the Toffees anyway. We love you all. We'll stick together. We'll be okay this season. Have a boss one. And we'll be back again. See you later, everyone. Chocolate fountain.